You might think you're a real estate investor, but you are not a real estate investor. If you're a real estate agent, if you're a wholesaler, you are not a real estate investor. Look, flippers are speculators. Real estate agents are transacting real estate, sometimes for investors, right? Wholesalers, I think, want to be investors. They want to get into real estate. It's a way to get in, but none of that's real estate investing. For you to be a real estate investor, you need to own and control the asset that you're transacting. You're not just earning a commission. You're not just flipping a contract to earn some money. And you're definitely not taking a year of your life fixing up a house and selling it for a maybe profit, sometimes a loss. That's not investing. Real estate investing is about cash flow. It's about long-term hold. It's about building equity over time or forcing equity, force appreciation over understanding real estate. That's real estate investing.
So I want to jump in here because, first of all, I don't believe all of our listeners are losers if they're flippers and brokers and all those things. It's a joke.
You literally said that all of them.
Oh yeah, I know. I knew this was going to happen. You're all going to talk about that. I literally said this and blah blah blah. Here's
I'm not calling anybody a loser. I'm not calling anyone a loser. I'm saying
I'm actually speaking up in defense of my crowd because Gabe is assuming that all he can say is go buy real estate. And that's the end of that. Okay. Which is an ignorant assumption. So I'm joking. Okay. So what I'm saying, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Advice for real estate.
Okay. Here's the problem though. I was a real estate agent at one point and there's this invisible wall or whatever you want to call it. That's like, I knew that buying real estate was the right answer. I knew that fundamentally. I knew that I wanted to be a real estate investor. But I could not figure out how to get past that. Well, I did not understand how to buy real estate, like commercial real estate, 5+ units. I didn't understand where to get the money, how to structure it. I was just at a loss, but I knew that I needed to do that. So I'm asking you guys, if we do have, listeners right now, which I'm sure we do, that are listening to this going like, okay, guys, I agree with what Gabe said. I'm selling real estate and I want to go buy it.
And I'm offended.
I'm
offended.
Okay. They're going to get over that. They love me the most. That's been the feedback so far.
Look.
Across all podcast feedback says that I'm the best. They love me. That's just what the listeners are saying.
None of the feedback. Your mom is the only one. Well, my mom said our podcast is good.
It's
me.
Actually,
his mom.
True.
His mom told me that I'm her favorite already.
Well, so she did. She actually.
I don't know Mitch's mom, but I'm sure
negative.
I'm her favorite. Hey. Let's stay
on track. She said very bad things about you, Travis. So,
but anyway, I call no one a loser. I'm saying there is a better way. There is a better way if you want to build wealth than only transacting real estate.
And I agree, but how do we do that? I'm just saying, give the listeners some advice, guys. One of you guys, like something where it's like, what is the next step? What do they go do?
I think you need to first of all create an identity around it. When I got into real estate, it crossed my mind. Do I become an agent? Do I start a property management company? Do I wholesale deals? Do I flip properties? What is real estate investing?
That just gives me a rash. All that talk you're saying is I'm breaking out and hide.
You already have a rash, Travis.
For me, it was about identity and building relationships and networking about being an investor. When I met real estate agents or sellers, I wanted to position myself as a real estate investor. There was an identity behind that. So part of it was a conscious decision not to be a real estate agent, to not flip properties, to not start a property management company. I wanted to say, and this wasn't an ego-driven thing of hey, I'm a real estate investor. I wanted the identity behind it. So when I went and met people, they knew that I was a buyer of real estate, not a transactor of real estate, that I didn't want to sell them real estate or try to get a listing from them. I actually wanted to own the real estate. And because I had a strong belief, because I had the identity of a real estate investor and a strong belief that owning real estate is what was actually going to build wealth over time, not transacting real estate, that became the conversation. Hey, I'm a local investor. Hey, I want to start investing in real estate. Hey, I just bought my first investment property. I'm looking to buy more. that was the conversation. And the conversation wasn't like, hey, let me list your property.
If you like what you're hearing on this podcast and want to come and hang out with us, as well as other members who are scaling in cash flow real estate, you've got to check out our Elite Mastermind. Inside, we've got investors who own hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate and are doing amazing things. We'd love for you to come join us. Click the link below.
Well, and I think to add to that, and Mitch says this all the time, the next step after you identify yourself as a real estate investor as opposed to transacting is adopting the mindset that you have to disconnect working hours for dollars. Mitch says this all the time. It's literally the only intelligent thing Mitch ever says on this show.
You
and
say that
I
all
do
the
have
time.
to agree with it.
You're like, another thing you said. Yeah. Anyway.
But what comes with that, though, I was talking, I have the mic. What comes with that is that you have to get in the mindset of disconnecting hours for dollars. And with that, you have to really understand leverage. And most people think leverage is just, I'm going to borrow bank money. I'm going to raise money with investors, which is absolutely leverage. I'm going to use technology for leverage. But I think one thing that agents have, once you adopt the right mindset, A, you develop sort of that persona, B, understand that you need to disconnect hours for dollars and use leverage, is now look at your network. A lot of these brokers or a lot of these wholesalers or even flippers, they've got a fantastic network that they can tap into immediately. So instead of them going to their network and saying, I want to list your property, you say, I am now transitioning as a real estate investor. Who do you know? Who do I need to talk to? And they might be talking to past clients that have properties that would sell to them, or they might have, or these past clients might have friends, because all real estate investors tend to hang out together because we're all kind of insane. And so they go to their network. So you got to leverage your network, I think. And you already have a leg up over like the guy coming out of mom's basement that wants to become a real estate investor.
I wanted to disagree with you, Travis, but I agree completely. I mean, we have ex flippers, mortgage brokers in our mastermind. I agree. Wholesalers, like, love them or hate them, like, they're some of the scrappiest people you meet in real estate, and they build their entire business off of networking. And I've never met a wholesaler that actually didn't want to be a buy and hold real estate investor. And I meet very, very few flippers that also don't want to be. And a lot of real estate agents want to invest in real estate, and they have incredible, just like you said, incredible networks already. And so, like, why not use that time and energy and network to go build your own empire and start buying real estate? I mean, I do believe that's the ultimate goal for a lot of people that get into real estate and become agents, become flippers, become wholesalers. And then they get trapped. They get stuck in that wheel of like, okay, well, now I'm transacting real estate. And so then they never actually make that transition to become real estate investors. And so I do think it goes back to the mindset thing, and then shifting your mindset and your actions towards action, using your network, having conversations to focus on buying real estate versus just transacting and earning that commission. It's also understanding the difference between making money and building wealth. Every time you wholesale a deal, every time you sell or buy a property for somebody else, you're making money, but that money is gone as soon as you spend it. You don't own the asset, and you need to disconnect. You really need to disconnect and understand the difference of making money and building wealth. Building wealth is owning the asset. Building wealth is controlling the asset, not just transacting the asset and then being done.
So I totally agree. I think also, one of the parallels I see with selling real estate, because I did it for 4 or 5 years, and investing in real estate, is that you've got to get around the right people to achieve success in either one. And in most industries, it's the same. When I started out, I had no clue what to do and how to sell. I went into the office and I realized that was my first lesson in just find people that are doing what you want to do. So I found some people that were really successful. I started to copy, emulate them, understand what they were doing, and I attacked real estate sales in that way. Now I became a good salesperson in my office, but the problem is I became good at the wrong game. And I think a lot of you guys listening to this are good at the wrong game. You're good at a high transaction game that takes a lot of your time. You're good at a tax inefficient game that takes a lot of your money, and it doesn't give you what you need and what you want. And so if you're good at that game, you can be good at this game, but you've got to get around people that are good at this game. just like I did years ago. I walked in and I found who was good at the game. It wasn't one piece of advice. It wasn't go read this one book. It wasn't go listen to this one podcast. It was the entire picture. And it was those humans that affected me in that way. So if real estate investing, being free through real estate, building cash flow, building equity, building legacy, you know, building a legacy for your children, whatever that goal is, you've got to get around those people that are good at that game and playing that game, and you'll start to learn it. And if you're good at sales game, or you're a good flipper, you're a good wholesaler, you're going to get really good at this game. And this will be the right game, because the results of this game are time freedom, it's travel, it's health, it's relationships, it's all those things I think a lot of you guys are chasing, and you've just got to get good at the right game.